This
on multiple
conference will
kind of
now be
technologies,
recorded.
web and mobile, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, all those things. And coming to the cybersecurity, what is the cybersecurity? So it is a security guard for machine to machine or application to application. For example, an application to application, how this communication is going to be happening with. For example, I was a user, I need to connect with one application. I need to connect with Gmail. What I'm going to be doing is I just want to give the username and password. So username password is a gate basically. So when I need to access my complete data from the Gmail, or when I need to access my complete data from the Instagram, or when I need to access my complete data from some any kind of application, data access is going to be available with a key. Without having the password, without having the username and password, you can't able to do anything. So that username and password should be secured. Only you can able to access, or your username password some other guy is going to be access. So that is permission. See how we are going to be giving permissions, how we are going to be taking the data with a secured way. All these things we are going to be discussing about. First of all, for example, if you take apartment having one security guard. So what security guard is going to be doing is he is actually checking with the persons who is entering into the apartment. If a new person came into the apartment, he will take all the Aadhaar card details or take a scanner, whatever it may be, or take a signature, and which apartment he is going to. He will take all the details of that particular person. Why? Because of security, nothing but he has to secure the complete data. He has to secure the complete data. So here in the cyber security, cyber nothing but completely internet. In internet, a lot of applications are there. A lot of applications are there. Okay, so for these applications, we have to grant permission, how to giving permissions, how to revoking permissions, how to stopping permissions, all those things we have to discuss with this. A very important concept in cybersecurity is SSO, single sign-on. Single sign-on, nothing but, for example, I was a user. I have a lot of applications in my laptop. Suppose I have a Gmail, I have a Facebook, I have a Twitter, I have a Instagram. Okay, so I have a lot of applications in my system, or I have Telegram. For each and every application, I need to go with username and password. Without username and password, I can't able to log in into my Gmail account. Username and password. Definitely, for every application, username and password needed. For every application, username and password needed. Separate username, separate passwords. For example, okay, I am maintaining 5 applications in my mobile, and I need to maintain with different kind of usernames and passwords. Okay, then only I can able to access with my Gmail account. So finally, my account will be open. Account access. Finally, my account can be accessed after giving my Gmail address. After giving my username and after giving my password, then only I can able to enter into that application. Okay, so instead of this, for example, if I am going to be having 1,000 applications in my system, for 1,000 applications, 1,000 times usernames, 1,000 times password, I need to remember. So instead of remembering that number of usernames and passwords, what is going to be do in the companies? In companies, in real scenario, what is going to be happen? For example, a new employee got joined in the company. New employee got joined. When new employee got joined, he has to take a credentials. How these credentials will be username and password. Username password. So they are going to be giving one laptop, right? So with that particular laptop, he has only permission about particular applications. For example, company maintaining 1,000 applications. Company maintaining 1,000 applications. But he's the web developer, for example. He's the web developer. He's joined as a web developer. Role is web developer. So web developer accessed only few applications, not all applications of the company. So web developer, he has to take permission of the HR team. He has to take the permission of the web development team, and he has to take the permissions. He has to take the permissions of the testing team. See, where he is going to be communicating in the future. So in company, he is going to be communicating with HR, and he is going to be communicating with the web development team, and he is going to be communicating with the testing team, and he is going to be communicating with the DBT. See, he has to log in with the 4 applications, for example. 4 applications he need to take. So he is having only single username and password then. Single username and password. With that single username and password, he can able to access one single username and password. He can able to access all these applications. All these applications. Okay, so he is the web developer. So scenario about a web developer I'm telling. And this 1000 applications in company. 1000 applications in company. Got my point? All 1000 applications he could not able to access, but he could able to access only HR related application. He could able to access only web development related application, and he could able to access a testing related application, and he could able to access a DB related application. Okay, some other guy is going to be joining in the company. So he's the another employee got joined into the company. So what he is going to be do, and his role is cloud engineer, for example. His role is cloud engineer. Okay, so he has to access the HR application, and he has to access about AWS related data, and he has to access with GCP related data, and he has to access with Azure related data. Okay, that's all enough. Okay, and a DB also he has to access, and he also need one username and password. These guys cybersecurity in our module we are going to be doing the scenario the same thing in the future. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be giving access to him only these applications. That's all. But in company 1000 applications are there. 1000 applications not only for the single employee, 1000 applications with multiple people, lakhs of people. Okay, so this is called single sign-on. How single sign-on is going to be working in the particular identity access management. Our major concept is identity access management. Identity access management. So management. This very important word, IAM. In cybersecurity, we are going to be learning a concept called IAM. What this IAM is? Identity access management. So first of all, identity. What is identity? And what is access? What is management? What is management? What is management? So identity is nothing but authorization. Authorization is identification. So something like username and password. Identity nothing but what? Authorization, username and password. So allocating some username, some password for that particular user. And access nothing but giving access. This is allocating identity. That is basically access. So what kind of applications you need to be accessed? We are going to be giving permissions, allocating identity or granting permissions. Granting permissions, that is also called accessing. So in access, we are allocating identity, we are granting permissions and all. And management nothing but so giving access or stop access, revoke access, and store access, store details. See, all this is called management. Management nothing but something like a CRUD operations: create, read, update, delete. All these operations we can able to perform. So what is our role in the company is we have to manage the identity, and we need to give the access identity, and we need to manage the identity. So that is single sign-on. That is also single sign-on. This is not a concept of not single sign-on. This is not like internet sign-on. Internet sign-on is different. Internet sign-on is non-internet sign-on. First of all, I will write internet sign-on. What is this internet sign-on is? What is this internet sign-on? That is already we written on top. This is internet sign-on. Internet sign-on is this one. So for each and every application, you have to give the separate username, separate password. that is internet sign-on. But what is single sign-on? Internet sign-on nothing but non-single sign-on. Non-single sign-on. SSO, not single sign-on. But what is this SSO now? What is SSO now? Single sign-on. This is important. This is important now. In the part of the single sign-on, what we are going to be doing is only one username and one password. One username and password. One username and one password. With this one username and password, there is one application is going to be working with this called one application is going to be working with this, something like identity app. So with this identity app, we can able to give access to all these applications. For example, I can give access Gmail, I can give access Facebook, Gmail, Facebook, Gmail, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and one more thing, Telegram. All these applications it could able to access with single sign-on. Telegram. But identity app, one identity app is required. So our identity app is Ping Identity. So we are going to be working on Ping Identity later. So this is our course. Our course is Ping Identity, Ping Access. Our course name is Ping Identity, Ping Access. So what we can do with Ping Identity, what we can do with Ping Access, we will discuss all these things later. But what is our work is? Our work is single sign-on. Our work is single sign-on, identity management, identity access management, identity access management. That's all. That's all. IAM. Its course name is IAM, Internet Identity Access Management. Single sign-on, Ping Identity, Ping Access. Okay. So in cybersecurity world, there are multiple other kind of companies also there. Okay. So not only in cybersecurity, let me write the point one by one. In cybersecurity, not only the one thing in cybersecurity, but the major important thing is IAM. IAM nothing but identity access management. For this identity access management, there are multiple kind of applications which are there in the market. One is the CyberArk, one is Okta, one is Ping Identity, PingFederate, Ping Access. One is SailPoint. One is 4G Rock.
Sir, hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sorry, sir, for disturbance. Actually, for identity access management, these are the softwares we will use, sir. I mean, these are the technologies like the CyberArk.
These are the number of softwares for identity access management.
Okay. So our main role is identity access management.
Yes. The main intention of the work is identity access management. Single sign-on. Okay. So for that single sign-on, multiple organizations, multiple softwares which are going to be working in the companies. See, some company working on CyberArk, some company working on Okta, some company working on PingFederate. See, for example, as a web developer, you can go for the Java, you can go for the .NET, you can go for the Python, Django, you can go for the Node.js, like that. In the cybersecurity also, identity access management, these kind of applications we have, these kind of products we have. But our product is, our class product is Ping Identity, Ping Access. We are going to be discussing this one.
Okay.
So this is our product, Ping Identity, Ping Access. So with Ping Identity, Ping Access, we can go with the complete level of the course. And let me give you the picture. So cybersecurity IAM, identity access management. So this is our institute and this is our company name. And this is company, not an institute, guys. First of all, we started up a company for cybersecurity, and we give train and we give place, all these things. If everybody is doing good, and we have to take them into our company also. And this is having a lot of things. One by one, I will tell you. So let me explain about not single sign-on and what is single sign-on diagrammatically. Okay, let me go with the paint. Can you see this? Without single sign-on, what is going to be happening with? Can you see and observe? This is the user. He is the user. He is the user, and user is going to be working with user ID password, user ID password, user ID password for the application 1, application 2, application 3. He has 3 application. For 3 application, he has to go with the 3 user IDs and 3 passwords. For example, in the real company, in the real scenario, real environment, in the organization, for example, one person is there, that person can able to access only 3 applications. One person is there, that person can able to access only 3 applications. Another person is there, that person access 10 applications. And third person 25 applications he can able to access. A fourth person 100 plus applications he can able to access. Why? Because he is the topmost managing director or something. Okay. In this scenario, remembering 3 usernames, 3 password is not a big deal. But remembering 1000 user or 100 plus usernames and password is not a small thing, guys. And one more thing, you may ask a question, sir, can I put a same username, same password in the organization? Means they can't allow, sir. Same username, same password for multiple applications. It is open door for the cyber attackers, cyber criminals. Okay, so when you make your applications with same username and same password, that is a open door and a clear door for the cyber attackers. They will attack you and they can able to store the data. So that is the why reason in company, any company, nobody is going to be giving the same username, same password for the multiple applications or dual applications. Some complex passwords they are going to be giving to you. Complex username, complex password they are going to be giving to you. To do that in company, benefit with the single sign-on is we have to manage the single sign-on. That is our work in the company. That is, there is no other work for you. There is no other work for you. Your work is only managing the single sign-on. Okay, one second. One second. I just want to open the paint again. Paint, where is the paint? Yeah. Yeah, you can see this one, and you can see this one. Now you can see single sign-on. What single sign-on can able to do? One user ID, one password. One user ID, one password. That one user ID, one password is going to be identifying with the ping identity for all the applications. See, for application 1, whenever ping identity giving permission or giving authentication authorization for the application 1, and it can able to created one token for you. So secret token. This is secret token. One secret token got generated with sorry, this is not a XML. This is okay, let me take this one. This is not XML. This is SML. Security access markup language. Security access markup language, that is called SML. So this SML is nothing but a secret token. This is a secret token. A secret token is going to be generated. Secret token. One secret token is going to be generating there. So that secret token, which is going to be talked to the other application. So whenever you launch another application, it is taking permission from the ping identity and same taking permission. This application talks about a ping identity. So some other application he want to access. So it will ask ping identity giving permission to the app2 also. And same SAML file transferring to the app2. And same SAML file transferring to the app3. Same SAML file transferring to the app4 by the ping identity. Ping identity is the manager, identity manager that manages giving permissions, allocating permissions, deleting permissions, revoking permissions, okay, stop permissions, all these things. So this is the architecture of the single sign-on. I will give you architectures, I will give you the recorded sessions, I will give you the PPTs, all these things for you, no worries. Okay, don't worry. But our major work is identity access management with the ping identity. So just follow the PPT. I'm just explaining PPT first. What cybersecurity is identity access management, IAM. We are going to be working on this. And IAM tools keep enterprise safe by ensuring only authorized users can access sensitive data and applications. See, whatever it may be, we already discussed about it. Data is huge. Company 1,000 applications are there, but 1,000 applications have all sensitive data. Sensitive data is nothing but secret data. Infosys data, TCS will not know. TCS data, IBM will not know. That secret data, sensitive data can access by the users with authorized permissions. See what IAM tools are doing. IAM tools keep enterprises safe by ensuring only authorized users can access sensitive data and applications. That's all enough. That is what actually our course agenda is. And features, there are a lot of features with IAM. What are the features? The first feature is user provisioning. User should have some provisioning. That should be a provisioning, nothing but a key. User need to have some key. Without having key, he can't able to open the doors. See, in bank, see, some persons having some permissions. Manager can able to open any door, but attender cannot able to open the locker. Attender cannot able to open the gold locker. Attender cannot able to open the cash locker. But who can able to who can able to open the cash locker and gold locker? Managing director, bank manager. Bank manager can able to do open gold locker or cash locker. Why? Because of he has the permissions to open. Got my point, I think so. That provisioning is important. So the tool streamline onboarding process of user account creation, assignment of authorization. See, once you join in a company, first of all, they are going to be in the onboarding process. What they are going to be doing is they are going to be creating one username password for the Accenture. For example, you are going to be joining into the Accenture data. When you join Accenture, first of all, when you got selected, they are going to be asking you onboarding process. In onboarding process, what they are going to do, they are going to be allocating you one username and one password, and with a laptop. Got my point? Onwards, they are going to be putting some calls, meetings, all these things, like a KT and all these things they are going to do. But before that, you have to take some authorization from the company. HR need to connect with you, or team lead need to connect with you, a project manager need to connect with you, or your teammates need to connect with you. With your username and password, you are onboarding, and after onboarding, you are logging into the company and you are working in company. For that, provisioning is important. These tools streamline onboarding process of user account creation, assignment, authorization roles, define that use resource what user can access with. Centralized access management. Centralized access management is something like that application can able to communicate with the multiple persons, but that application centralized already. Globally, that application was installed, but that application can able to give access with permission granted people. Suppose I got a permission granted, I can able to join and I can able to utilize my things. I can able to utilize some things. That is what actually access management. And single sign-on, very important feature. Identity access management, important feature is single sign-on. What single sign-on is? One sign-on, one username, one password, one authentication. You can able to open any kind of application in the particular permissioned one. So this theory you can read. So can you see this identity access management? Major important things. Manage lifecycle of identities. Provisioning nothing but granting access. Deprovisioning, revoking access. Authentication, authorization. See, what is authentication? Authentication is who are you? You got selected person, or you are not selected person. First of all, they are going to be checking you got selected or not. After selected, okay, he got selected, so he is going to be joining into the company. We have to give the permissions to him. That is something like authorization. First, authentication done with some person, authorization done with some person. Most probably, authentication done with HR team, authorization done with cybersecurity team. So yeah, we are going to be giving authorization. We have to create some users, we have to create some permissions, we have to give the access of applications, all these things we are doing. Our work is basically authorizations. In that authorization process, we need to find out we need to find out and observe what kind of applications we have to give permissions to him. For that, there are multiple tools available in the company. I told you already, CyberArk, Ping, Okta, SailPoint, 4G all these applications are there. All this kind of tools are there, but some company, some application. Okay, but now in the market, ping access, ping identity is having highly demanded. Ping access, ping identity having highly demanded. After that, 4G also very good. After that, Okta, CyberArk also very good. And SailPoint, see, every tool have their own credibilities and punches and all. But now, a lot of job openings are actually done with ping identity and ping access now, and not filling the gap. So from last 3 months, that openings are all still there. It means nobody is going to be joining into that. Nobody is learning. So that is the why reason we are starting the session on ping identity, ping access, all these things. Yeah, see the diagram first. Identity access management, managing lifecycle and identities, provisioning, granting access, deprovisioning, revoke access, authentication, authorization, single sign-on. Enough. This is your work. Authentication nothing but who are. Authorization nothing but what you can do. Single sign-on is nothing but one username, one password, and login once. Once login, automatically everything you can able to access. Once you log in, automatically you can able to access everything. You can see this one. Every one login, one application. One login, one application. But here, not like that. One login, multiple applications. One login, multiple applications, right? Yeah, this is very nice feature in the company. Then without single sign-on, what is going to be happen? The problems with this approach. So whenever you are following with without having single sign-on, takes time and reduces speed. Takes time and reduces speed. Why? Because for example, one guy go to start in the company and he has to start with a lot of applications. He is taking 2 hours to start all applications with different usernames, different passwords. Okay, maybe it will take 1 hour. 1 hour time waste, na? Obviously, 1 hour time waste. Takes time, reduces speed. Speed of work is automatically reduced. So he can't able to do the lot of problem resolutions in the today's day, today's office time. Takes time, reduces speed, obviously done. And second point is difficult to remember the passwords, usernames, and all applications. See, I can't able to remember my usernames and password regularly. What I have to do, I keep maintain some notebook and all. Even after some time, some password expired, then you need to go with create a new password again. I don't know. People commonly doing all these things, changing passwords, changing usernames for the Facebook, for the Instagram, for the Twitter, for the different kind of things, Gmails and all. See, this is happening, sir. But difficult to remember the passwords, usernames, all applications. There is a one drawback of this approach, and it makes you feel irritated. Yes, some people are emergency work. Emergency work, they need to log in with the IRCTC. They forgot about password, so but they need to book a ticket immediately. What they can do? They can do with recreate application. So recreate password. Recreate password automatically tickets over. So that time he will feel irritating. So increases the help desk workload. Increases help desk workload, nothing but what? So they have to help with you to start with the first application. They have to start with the second application, third application, fourth application. Workload is very high for the help desk. Help desk nothing but supporters who is supporting for you to log on to that application. And poor security habit. Poor security habit, why? Poor security habit, why? People have common habit keeping same username, same password for multiple applications. So initially, I also do the same thing, keeping same username, same password. So these cyber attackers, criminals, immediately attack you. Why? Because of everywhere this username, password you are using means they can able to easily catch you. If something is going to be typing number of times from your system, they will easily catch you. Remember the point. So poor security habit. Okay, that is the why reason. That is the why reason users and applications, lot of things. That is the why reason single sign-on came into the picture. Single sign-on authentication workflow came into the picture. What this authentication flow is, User is there, identity provider is there, service provider is there. So who is the identity provider? Who is the service provider? I will tell you. So who is the identity provider? For example, Ping is our identity provider. Ping is our identity provider. Who is the service provider? Service provider, something like your sales CRM application, Salesforce CRM application or SAP application. Some kind of application you have to access with, or some web application, or some mobile application. See, all these different kind of applications, nothing but service providers. Service providers. And this is Ping identity provider. Identity provider. Identity provider, nothing but IDP. SP, nothing but service provider. Okay, so user have to connect with IDP, and IDP is going to be creating one token for the SP, the same token which is going to be reusing for the multiple other service providers. If you have multiple other service providers, yes, it is going to be giving access all the applications with a single identity, that single authorization, so authentication, all these things. Next, I want to go with the next thing. So user agent is typically a web browser from where you are sending the request to an application. IDP is identity provider, plays an important role of producing identities that provide authentication with a single sign-on federation. Single sign-on federation. Okay, so what SP is? SP stands for service provider. Service provider is nothing but your application like Salesforce application, Microsoft Teams, or Office 365, WebEx, SAP application, mobile application, web application, anything. SP nothing but service provider, stands for a service provider. And now, so one inter trust relationship need to be generated between the IDP and SP. Why? Because of identity provider and service provider need to communicate. Without communication, that authentication not possible. So trust relationship need, that trust relationship is going to be generating with a SAML assertion. SAML assertion nothing but security assertion markup language. Security assertion markup language, that is one kind of file. So we know XML file, we know JSON file, we know text file, we know PDF file. In the same way, this user agent, once user agent going to the IDP is going to be generating one SAML assertion. That SAML assertion sending to the service provider. Okay, so he is the trusted person. He is the trusted person, and I got a key. This key is validated, and signature got verified. Once the signature got verified, obviously you pass means you can able to open that application. Okay, that is the first relationship. Immediately session is getting started. Nothing but application is working process. Application can able to access completely to him, and he can able to work with the application procedure correctly. And immediately one more application he has to start with, and again SAML file sending to the separate application. SAML file immediately sending to the separate application, and also the session need to be started. All sessions are going to be starting in the same way. Multiple applications with a single username, single password, single authentication can work with. So then he is happy. He can able to log in with all applications with a single username, single password within 2 seconds or 2 minutes, whatever it may be. So authentication with a challenge. What the challenge of authentication is: allowing access granting and access denying and setup authentication, all these things. That is the challenge of the. So you can just follow the theoretical part. Okay, multi-factor authentication not actually done with the today's class. Tomorrow's class, I am going to be draw a picture for the multi-factor authentication. What is this multi-factor authentication and why it is required? What are the different kind of benefits with MFA? I will tell you in the next class. Okay, so identity governance. All identity providers like CyberArk, PingFederate, Okta, Ping Access, all these things. Everybody have to follow some identity governance. Identity governance nothing but some rules and regulations. Some policy they have to follow. See, for example, one guy is going to be contesting the elections, means he has to follow some rules and regulations. Otherwise, not possible, right? In the same way, if some tool is generating or some tool is going to be launching, that tool need to follow some rules and regulations with the governance. That governance called OSS. managed security. So security management is very, very important. Why? Because of he is authenticating with all applications with a single username password. Cyber attackers without with we are giving complete level security, high level protection, high level signatures, high level documents with a particular kind of application, access controlling in the framework that is completely maintaining with IAM. And access portal service also available with the IAM. Suppose for example employees, customers, portals, registrations, password resets, profiles management, request tests. So a lot of access procedures we can able to access with. And API, this is important feature. This later I will tell you how to connect with the backend API, how to store the data with the web service. And there is a concept called OAuth. So everything I will discuss with you coming classes. But this is overview of the complete session. And CyberArk, what are the different kind of provider? Who are the providers? CyberArk is one provider. Cyber4Zrock is one provider. IBM MFA is one provider. Microsoft Azure IAM is there. This is very in demand. Okta, OnLogin, Oracle Identity Cloud Services, SailPoint, RSA, Ping Identity. Ping Identity available two ways. One is the on-premises, one is the cloud. Some database in on-premises, some database in the cloud nowadays. Suppose on-premises data is PingFederate Ping Access. Cloud means Ping1, Ping ID. But we are not discussing about cloud. We are discussing on-premises. Cloud in the further next month or coming month we are going to be starting with the cloud session, but not now. Our session only for 30 hours, so our agenda is completely different. Let's come to the point what Ping Identity can do. Okay, so just to watch the agenda. Identity and identity access management, capabilities of PingFederate, basic components of PingFederate, installation of PingFederate, working with the SAML, WS Trust, WS Security, OAuth 2.0 web services, OpenID Connect, multi-factor authentication, MFA, single sign-on for PingFederate admin console, and certificate management, backup and restore concept, administration APIs management, and monitoring, clustering. All these things we are going to be discussing. But this is the syllabus for you. This complete syllabus we are going to be covered in 25 to 30 hours. 25 to 30 hours. Within 25 to 30 hours, I just want to complete the syllabus, and immediately 100% job openings are there. Everybody has to be selected. A lot of job openings are there, and mock-up interviews. All these things I am going to be conducting with you. So you have to follow with the curriculum A, and you have to do regular practice, daily 1 hour session. After 1 hour, you have to do practice for 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever it may be, your wish. Once you attend the session, once you practice very well, obviously everybody can get selected. This is 200%, not 100%. 200% everybody gets selected. Lot of job openings, lot of job openings are there. We will give you 100% support with you. Mock-up interviews also there, and interview questions also there. Very, very less interview questions, minimum 50 to 100, enough. First learn subject, automatical interview questions you can able to prepare. And daily recorded sessions will be provided, daily notes will be provided, PPTs will be provided, and software also provided. We will provide software to you. You have to install software in AWS. And tomorrow class I am going to be explaining you how to create an account in AWS and how to install the software also I will show. So our management will give you the software and you have to install with your systems and daily do practice. There is no coding, sir, no programming, no C, no C++, no Java, no .NET, all these things. We have to work with identity access management. That's it. And understand the scenarios, understand the situations. In which situation, what kind of work I need to do. That's it, enough. That is the thing we have to learn. These are the things interview questions will be. Please share your email IDs, everyone. Please share your email IDs in the chat box here. I just want to send the PPT for you. A PPT not share in the WhatsApp. PPT will share in the only your Gmail only. PPTs or recorded sessions. Recorded sessions also accessed only for emails, not in WhatsApp group. All this thing. WhatsApp group is just for communication, just for when class is getting started online. Please share your name and email ID, everybody. Based on that, we will communicate with you furtherly. Our management also communicating with you further.